Hey there, my name's James, and in this video I'm going to teach you all about Netrunner, my favorite game, and I think one of the best card games ever made. Netrunner is a two-player asymmetrical card game set in a cyberpunk future, where one player takes on the role of a hacker, known as a runner, who hacks into servers belonging to the other player who is playing as a mega-corporation. In order to win, the corporation player must advance their sinister agendas before the runner can hack into their servers and steal them away. Netrunner is a game so beloved by the people who play it that the game has died and been brought back to life twice now. And the current form of the game is maintained by a non-profit company consisting just of fans who love the game and volunteer their time to make new sets, write new lore, and run tournaments for the game. So what makes people like this game so much? In order to answer that question, let's have a quick Netrunner history lesson. In 1996, Wizards of the Coast launched Netrunner, the collectible card game, designed by Richard Garfield. Yes, that's the same Richard Garfield who created Magic the Gathering. The Netrunner CCG didn't find the same massive success that Magic the Gathering did, but the game did have some very innovative ideas. Namely, Garfield's unique asymmetrical corp versus runner design was a breath of fresh air in a heap of copycat dude basher card games premised on defeating your opponent's dudes with your dudes. Additionally, the corporation player was required to play most of their cards face down, adding an element of hidden information and even bluffing to the game. The action economy present in Netrunner is notable for giving players great flexibility with what they wanted to do on their turns, which created a game that, at its best, is filled with interesting decisions to be made on every turn. Nevertheless, the Netrunner CCG was lost amidst a sea of other collectible card games being released all around the same time, trying to capture the same success as Magic the Gathering. Fast forward to 2012, when Fantasy Flight Games licensed the Netrunner game from Wizards of the Coast and published their own version of the game known as Android Netrunner. This version of the game immediately attracted a passionate fan base, which I think can be attributed to some important changes and refinements in Garfield's original design. First was the distribution model. Out was the collectible card game model, and Fantasy Flight instead opted to go with their living card game model, meaning that expansions were no longer randomized but contained fixed packs of cards. This means that players never had to worry about pulling the cards they wanted or consider going to buy expensive cards secondhand to build the best decks. Instead, players just went out and bought the packs that had the cards they wanted. Another notable change was that different factions were created on both the runner and corp side, which dictated which cards were allowed to be included during deck building. Furthermore, players were now required to choose an identity to play as when building a deck. No longer were players embodying a faceless runner or a nameless corporation. These identities gave specific names, artwork, and sometimes even lore based around who was being played. The different playstyles of the factions and the variety of the identities within those factions created a game with a wide number of strategies and a great degree of creativity in deck building. However, in 2018, Fantasy Flight unexpectedly failed to come to an agreement with Wizards of the Coast to extend the Netrunner license, and the game appeared to be dead yet again. To the rescue came Null Signal Games, who at the time were known as Project Nisei, who were formed by a passionate group of Netrunner fans who just wanted to see the game continue, and they've published the game ever since. Since taking over, Null Signal has created new rules and new cards, but the structure of the game is the same, so longtime players will find the game familiar. So now that you know a bit about the game and why people like it, maybe you're interested in giving it a shot for yourself. The best place to start is with Null Signal Games' System Gateway set, which is available on their website at nullsignal.games. Now, this is subjective, but I think System Gateway is easily the best starter set that Netrunner has ever had. With it, you get two pre-made starter decks, one corp and one runner, that have been designed to duel against each other while teaching you fundamentals of the game. But James, you might say, I don't have any money. Can I make my own System Gateway set at home? Yes! Null Signal has a print and play option for all of their products, so you can create your own set right at home. But James, you might say, I don't have a printer at home and I still want to play Netrunner for free. Well, good news. The community has also created a website where you can play Netrunner in your browser for free against other people. This website is jinteki.net, or just JNet. Now, one caveat with JNet is that the user interface can be a little clunky at first, so I would recommend learning the basics of the game first before jumping onto JNet, so you're not trying to learn a brand new game while also trying to navigate an unfamiliar interface at the same time. But James, you might say, I don't have any friends who want to play Netrunner with me, but I still want to play. Good news yet again. you can jump onto the Green Level Clearance Discord, which is the place on Discord where you'll find the Netrunner community, and there's a place where you can ask for a game. You can even find people who are willing to teach you how to play. But James, you might say, I'm shy and I don't like talking to strangers on Discord, but I still want to play Netrunner. Good news again! There is another website where you can play Netrunner in your browser for free against an AI-controlled opponent. This website is called chiraboga.sifnt.net.au, which I know is a lot to remember, so I will have links to all of the websites I mentioned in the description. At the time of recording, Chiraboga doesn't have every single currently legal card implemented, but it does have all of System Gateway, which makes it a great tool to learn the game if you have no one else to play with, or if you want to test out new deck ideas in a no-pressure environment. So now you've learned where to get the game and where you can play it, and maybe you've even gone out and gotten some cards of your own and you want to learn how to play the game. In the next video, I'll teach you how to play Netrunner with Null Signal Games' System Gateway set.